Hello, my name is Lenore Evans. I am doing my final presentation on Starbucks. I chose this company simply because of the growth that it has shown in the short 43 years that it has been open. Not to mention, Starbucks is one of my favorite places to go for a special lift me up or perk me up, whatever you want to call it. So like I said, I chose to do this because this company has grown so fast, and Starbucks isn't a company that's been around for 100 years or so. Where it should show this much growth. It's only been around for 43 years. At this point, Starbucks only has about 182 employees, or I guess I shouldn't say only. That's a lot. It generates over $15 billion a year in revenue. It is has 20,500 active stores to date, and the stores are located all throughout the America, as well as different countries, places like Argentina, the Bahamas, Russia. Starbucks has a lot of different brands, just a couple: Tazo Tea and Seattle's Best coffee. Um, what I really like was Starbucks' mission statement that says that their mission is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, one neighborhood at a time. For me, I really like that simply because when I do need that pick me up and I go to the local Starbucks, I really am inspired to just keep moving. I know that's the caffeine, but it does do what it's supposed to do. Earlier, we talked about Starbucks selling different types of drinks, the coffees, the teas, but Starbucks has so many other products that they sell. For instance, brewing equipment, mugs, accessories, packaged goods, gifts, music, different things like that. They also have fresh foods, sandwiches, salads. One of my favorites is their lemon pound cake. I think it's amazing. Fresh fruit cups, things like that. Um, a little bit about the way that they buy and purchase coffee. They believe in ethical sourcing. They believe in the holistic approach, which is to ethically source out the highest quality coffee, but also responsible purchasing practices like supporting the farmer loans and forest conservation programs. Um, they hope that by 2015 that they will contribute over 1 million volunteer hours to their community. Um, so they really believe in giving back to the community, to helping the community, to going green with their efforts in coffee beans and where they get their coffees from and all of those things. I kind of like to talk a little bit about their timeline, which I think is the most important, and some very important milestones that they have hit. Starbucks went public in 1992 on the stock market. At that point, their price was about $17 a share. And then by the end of the day, they were all the way up to $21 a share already. Their stock is listed on the NASDAQ, and you can always look that up and see where it is today. They were founded in 1971. In 1982, Starbucks started serving fine restaurants and espresso bars, and then they had a guy by the name of Howard Schultz come on as their director of retail operations and marketing, which later down the line he became very significant in Starbucks as significant as taking over that company and turning it into something different. In 1994, Schultz convinced the founders of that one little Starbucks in Seattle to test a coffee house concept in downtown Seattle to see how that worked, which that's also the place and the time in 1984 where the first latte was served. In 85, Schultz founded a company called Giorno, and in 1987, Giorno acquired Starbucks and then changed their name to the Starbucks Corporation. They opened chains there in Chicago and Vancouver, Canada at that point. In 1988, there were 33 retail stores. Starbucks also started offering full health benefits to full and part-time employees, which is something that a lot of companies still don't do. In 1989, there were a total of 55 stores. In 91, they became the first privately owned U.S. company to offer stock option programs. In 92, they had grown already from the 55 and 89 that they had to 165 stores now. By 1994, they opened their first drive-through location, and then at that point, there were 425 stores. In 1995, they began serving Frappuccinos. They opened their first store outside the U.S. in Japan, also that year. The Starbucks Foundation was started in 1997. By 1998, there were 1,886 stores. In 2003, they opened stores in Chile, Turkey, and Peru. So they've grown quite a bit in that very short amount of time. In 2005, there were 10,241 stores. The K-Cups were introduced in 2011. There were 18,066 stores by 2012, which they've more than tripled their amount of stores in a very short period of time. And finally, in 2014, they partnered with Oprah Winfrey to do the ever so popular Oprah chai tea. And then at that point, there were 20,519 stores. Starbucks strikes me just as an amazing company for, one, the growth, the potential that they have to continue to grow. And since they've done so in such a small amount of time, I believe that they will continue to grow, continue to create new things, new drinks. I mean, they have the refreshers, they have frappuccinos, cappuccinos, and all of this started just from a small coffee shop back in 1971. So I think this company has really, really grown, and I find it amazing to the heights that they have grown to. In closing, I'd like to talk about some of Starbucks' achievements. They are the number one best coffee from 2009 through 2011. And then they were the number one most popular refreshment chain or quick refreshment chain in 2009 through 2011. And then they were also on the 100 best companies to work for in 1998 through 2000, and then again in 2002 through 2012. Also, one of the most recent achievements is the world's 50 most innovative companies. In 2012, they were nominated for such. Also, from 2009 to 2011, they were voted the most ethical company, which to me means more than any of the other awards, simply because there are people out there who are watching them, who are supporting this business, and who take the time out to find them to still, it's not just about making money. They do more than make money. Aside from giving back to the community, aside from trying to put more hours into the community, their ethic and their work ethic still shines through the money. I mean, of course, the ethics have gotten them to this point where they are making the type of money that they are, but to still be ethical and to a point where people see it, notice it, and then nominate them for awards like this. And for 2 years straight, this has been an award they've been nominated for. So that's just a little bit about Starbucks and some of the information that I found out about them, and some of the numbers and some of the timeline information as to how fast they've grown and what they stand for. And that's probably all of the presentation I have for you. Thank you. Good night.